Hello guys, my name is Surfcar1 and welcome to my tutorial video on how to automate your base using ME. This tutorial will go over how to auto process your items or put them into a process on demand system, and including how to put up a molecular assembly chamber. Anyways, let's begin. Over here you see a couple of ME items you might not be familiar with. You have the ME terminal, you have the ME crafting terminal, you have the drive, you have the controller, and you also have a ME pattern encoder. This one might not be familiar for everyone, but we'll come back to that later as we need it. Over here you see I have an import bus connected to an energy chest, and that's just because, well, I tend to use quarries and then I want something that puts them automatically into the system, and that's what the energy chest is for. Anyways, first of all, there's two systems you can use, at least that I know of. The one here is an automatic processing, and over here we have a process on demand. This one is a little more complicated to set up than this one, but it runs at all times instead of just when you want it to, which is good for multiplayer servers, but it's also a bit tricky as some items might require dusts to process or to craft other items, but we have a solution back here which I will be going through soon. First of all, you need your machines connected to a power supply and well, ready to go. In each I have put 8 overclockers, 4 energy storage upgrades and 4 transformer upgrades. This is just to increase the speed it runs in, how much energy it can store, and how much energy it can take in. You can see here we use a quantum generator, which is creative mode only, so you can't use it in survival, unfortunately, as it's a really good item. And as you can see here, we have 4 export buses on the top, and on the back we have 4 import buses. The export buses takes item out of your ME system, puts them into the machines. It's important that these items are on the top, as they will go into this slot, as you can see here. Soon. There we go. Sorry about that. That makes the item pop into the top slot, which is the slot you want it to. And then you have to put the import bus on either side, not the top or bottom though, as the bottom is used for injecting items into this slot, for example batteries with energy, and cannot be used by the export buses or import buses. Sorry. As you can see here, we are auto processing silver ore, and that's because I have set it up to auto process copper, iron, gold, tin, and silver. This is the UE for the export bus. It's not that complicated, and you see we have 2 buttons, redstone mode and stack mode. The stack mode chooses how many items that are crafted, moved, or injected. As you can see here, we have move single items, we have move stacks of items, move single items or craft, and we have always craft items. This one moves 1 item, of course. This one moves a stack of items, for example a stack of copper ore, a stack of gold, etc, etc. This one moves either 1 item or crafts it and puts it into the system or into the machine, and this all makes it so that it will always craft the item that it's required. I tend to use it as stacks of items because it moves in a complete stack and it will refill it automatically, which is quite nice. Yeah, the setup for every machine is the same. The only thing that is different is what you put in this. And do note that it will have to be items that can be put into the machine itself. For example, the extractor, you can put in rubber tree saplings from Industrial Craft 2 or sticky resin, and it will automatically process it. But you cannot put in, for example, copper, because it will automatically jam your machine. So be wary of that. Don't place the wrong machine at the wrong export bus, and don't connect or confuse them for each other. The import buses are just simple as that. They will not have anything in it. Always active and move stacks of items or single items depending on what you want. Yeah, that's it for this part. Now we also have one back here. This one is for a special case, as both tin and copper are used to produce bronze, which are used in a lot of mods. And that's why we have set up a separate system for these. As you can see here, we have two level emitters. Both are set to 1024, and both of them will emit a redstone signal when the amount of copper or tin you have in your ME system is below this number. So we can put, well, let's say 64, just one stack. Now, when we connect it, this should turn off. Let's try it out. Poof. And it turned off. That's because we have more than 64 copper in our system, and that will turn the level emitter off. And then on the export bus, we will have to use active with signal. As you don't want it to be active all the time, you only want it to be active when this one is on. And well, that's pretty much it for this one. It's easy to set up. All you need is level emitters, which are crafted by using this, an ME cable, 2 iron ingots, an ME basic processor, and a redstone torch. So they're not expensive, and they do the job quite easily. Now let's go to this system. Let's just do this first. This is the craft on demand system. I personally use this as I found it a lot easier, and I'm not online all the time. This is a little more, well, what should I say? Delicate, maybe? As you will have to put in each pattern, or you have to put in a bunch of patterns to each of these ME interfaces. But in opposite to this one, as it crafts all the time as long as the items are in the ME system, this one crafts whenever you want it to, as long as there are items in your system. Let's see, on the electric furnace, I have it filled up with, for example, craft 1 iron ingot with 1 iron dust, or craft 1 bronze with 1 bronze dust. To set up this, you will of course need the ME interface on the top or sides or whatever. On the back or on one of the other sides, you will want to have the import buses and of course a cable that runs to your ME system. The patterns are encoded in this, the ME pattern encoder. And to encode a pattern, all you need is the items you want to process. Let's see, we do not have a singular. Let's just do tin. Where's tin? There's tin. As you can see here, we just processed tin, and it should pop up in here, the macerator, and it, well, did. To encode one of these patterns, you put it in there, you put one tin there, and as you can see, we get a tiny pile of tin dust. That's because that's one of the crafting recipes used for tin. All you want to do is take it away by either left clicking or right clicking until it's gone. And then you want to put in one tin ingot. That's because one tin dust produces one tin ingot, and if you were to have this, then it wouldn't recognize it as good. So in this case, put as many of this item into as this. For example, if we have 6 of those, we will want to have 6 of those. Well, but it's better just put one, to be honest, as it will fill it up automatically. So encode, and there we go. Now we have the encoded assembler pattern, which will craft one tin ingot with one tin dust. Now you just want to put it in here. We already have one, and you're good to go. Now let's see here. Where's our tin? Let's do craftable. Tin, there we go. Let's try to craft 64 of them. And as you can see here, the number of tin we have is going up. And that's pretty much it for these systems. As I said, this one is good for automatically crafting stuff whenever you need them. If you like having the ores in your system, or well, isn't online all the time, or have a single player world. This one's good for servers if you wanted to automatically process the ores you get in, so it will not fill up your system as fast, and well, so you don't have to wait if you want to craft something. But as well, it's more expensive if you want to do it like I did, by having 2 separate machines with tin and copper just to produce bronze. But that's up to you. If you wanted to automatically process them, just put them in this one, or in the one going into the electric furnace. And that's it for this part of the tutorial. Now we will go over to Autocrafting. Okay, now for the Autocrafting, you will want to make one of these machines. They can be any size above this one, above 3x3x3. I have not found a limit on how big they can be, to be honest, but this one is overkill, and it will just drain energy, to be honest. Feel free to make one. I will be showing you what's inside it and everything, but I personally recommend this one as it's quick enough and it has enough slots, which we will be coming back to right now. Later. Dang it. These ones, the multi-block structures, are called molecular assembly chambers, and they are built up by using these blocks. The outer rim here, as we can see if we take out one block, is made by these, which are the ME assembler containment walls. They are made by doing this in a regular crafting bench or workbench or whatever. This is what makes the outer rim and the shell of the structure itself. In between of these, on the outer rim, you will have to put ME heat vents, which are crafted by using this recipe, 4 iron ingots, 4 iron bars, and an ME cable. That's for these parts, and they are visible and with a cool texture, so some people use it for a base floor or wall, and well, I don't blame them. It's cool looking, so yeah. Inside, let's tear up this. We have some more items. These ones are called ME crafting CPUs. They are crafted like this, 4 iron ingots, 2 quartz dusts, 2 glowstone dusts, and 1 ME advanced processor. They are what increases the speed of your autocrafting, and well, having a lot of them is good, to be honest. Yeah. Let's fill this back in. Including the crafting CPUs, you also have to use ME pattern providers. The pattern providers are made like this: 4 iron ingots, 1 crafting table, 1 storage cell, 2 conversion matrices, and 1 ME advanced processor. These items are what makes you able to store your patterns into or in the systems, as they cannot store any on their own. As you can see here, we don't have any patterns in, but one of them have. And by having multiple of the pattern providers, you get multiple pages, which means you can store more items or patterns to be able to autocraft more stuff. Now we will go into a bit on the different sizes. As I mentioned earlier, this one is a bit overkill just because it's so big, and if we see into the controller, we can see exactly how many of the blocks we have in it is used. As you can see here, we have 240 crafting CPUs, which is crazy fast, and we have 80 crafting providers, or pattern providers, sorry. That makes us have 80 pages, which is way more than you will ever need, to be honest. As you can see here, yeah. That's why I personally don't recommend using such a big one unless you want it to craft in an instant. But then do not put 80 pattern providers in it. Increase the amount of crafting CPUs you have instead. I personally use this one, an 8x4x4, 8, 4, and 4. That's because I find it the perfect size. It's fast enough. It has 10 pages and 14 crafting CPUs, as we can see in here. It does not use that much energy, and well, it does the work, to be honest. You might want to expand it, and that's actually really easy. If you see here, if we take out these items, let's expand it to this size instead. Pop, pop. Oops, wrong. Oops. Now let's do this. And then let's put in some more crafting CPUs. Let's put, well, I guess that, and then, oops, we will put in 2 more pattern providers just to see how many pages we get. Draw a line over here, take out that, and then draw the last heat vents. And now we should see it form, unless I've done something stupid, and it seems that I have not. Good. Now we have increased the amount of crafting CPUs and pattern providers we have in there, and we should now see that we have more pages. That's because we added 2 more pattern providers, and it's an easy way to increase the size of your Mac. And yeah, a bigger Mac will of course result in more EU per tick. So if you don't have that much EU or energy per tick, then I would recommend going with the smaller one. Anyone that you actually have enough energy produced to run all the time. And yeah, that's it for this little tutorial video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.